Okay, I figured I'd film a quicker video for you here really quick. So this is my setup, and this works for any size hat. As you can see, I have a very large Willie and Dolly hat here, and I just got done burning my Stetson. And this is the file. If you like this file, this is the free one on my website. So the way that I measure, and this is for all my templates. So when you download them, I think I auto design them to like the 350 by 380 mark that I write in the instructions. That's with this little lip subtracted, and personal preference, right? When I'm burning on this side, even I keep the same, um, the distance right there too. But if I didn't want to do that, or if I'm burning a new hat, like this one, for example, the way that I go about measuring is when I talk about height of a hat, that's going to be from top to bottom, and then obviously width is across this way. So my top designs, and there's usually a tag right here. You can see in this one, there's the tag. So this is my the way that my laser is set up. This is the height, and you can see my screen here as well. I could probably turn it that way. It's a pretty far view, but so I'm going to take the tape measure that came with your xtool or any fabric tape measure, seamstress tape measure, and you're going to flip it over to the centimeter side, and we're going to measure in centimeters and then convert to millimeters. So you're going to take it all the way. If you want to do full brim, you'll start at the very tip of the brim right up there and bring this one down. This is a Willie and Dolly hat. This is almost 40. I think it's like 398 when it comes down to it, when I do to millimeters. So there's that. And then on this side as well, I think this one's closer to 36 if I remember correctly. Yeah, 36 and a half. So I'd write those two measurements down, convert them to millimeters, and then over here we have your XY coordinates. You're going to unlock the width and height so they don't both change at the same time, right? So go ahead and unlock that, type in the width that you're trying to accomplish, and the millimeters, and then go ahead and update the height, and that'll resize your design perfectly. And you can see this one. So this particular one, like I said, I like to keep it in that middle brim situation. So I'm going from that seam over to here, and this is 30, almost 32 centimeters width, and then the height I believe was like maybe 36. The height is it's probably like 35 and a half and some change. So I went ahead, converted those, got to 317.5 for my width and 355.6 for my height. When we frame it, I want to make sure that my crosshairs are kissing the inner part of this lip, not the outer, because I'm not going full brim. So if I was going full brim, then I just want to make sure those crosshairs come right across on either side there. So we're going to go ahead and frame just so you can see what that looks like. Framing. So you can see that's coming right along. I'll do it one more time. Right along. So it's hugging that design right where I want it. And if I was doing this design in two pieces, I have a video on that, but essentially similar process. What I would do is I would upload the template I'm trying to do. I'd upload it twice. I would use the layers feature, and I would cut the image in half. Like I'd even write down like where I cut it down, so that the halves were equal. I would line it up perfectly so that it would be like the full brim circle there, just like visually make sure that it lines up. And then I would make sure to frame. What I usually do is I would frame the first part that I'm going to burn, and then I have fabric markers that you could buy, or you could probably even do this with like white pencil. But fabric markers, they at least for the Willie and Dolly vegan suede and the 100% wool hats, they don't stick. I have to use acrylic pens if I'm painting a hat. So I use a fabric marker to just kind of mark like, okay, like this is where like where the frame outline stopped, like just like a little mark right there, or you can use masking tape too. And I burn that side, and then I flip the hat over and I line it up with using that same tape. It's just like a safety feature that I have. Even like with this box, I have a pin right here that I keep the crosshairs on for my larger hats, so I know, okay, this is the starting point. Always make sure I have a perfect frame. So those are my little tricks when measuring hats. It works for all the hats. Um, if yeah, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Let me know. And good luck. I'm so excited for you.